Hey everyone, hope you're well. So, today I'm going to talk about sabotaging your thinking. And you see, addictions are notoriously difficult to break. I wouldn't be here doing these conversations, or there wouldn't be other people working in the field of addiction if it was a walk in the park and easy to sort out. And the word addiction itself suggests an ability to be able to stop doing something. But what makes it so hard for us to change these habits that we form? You see, our minds embrace these self-destructive habits because they serve to reinforce the addiction and what we're doing. But by learning about these mental obstacles, we can identify them as they occur, and then by putting the appropriate methods in place to get our minds back on track, we can stop these self-sabotaging thinking patterns. And some of these patterns to look out for include: 1, focusing on the negative. We all know that person who has got nothing positive to say. Everything's negative, everything's detrimental. But the reality is there's good and there's bad in every situation. And recovery requires a positive outlook and one eye on the future, thinking about the benefits that you could get as opposed to all the negative stuff that may or may not be happening at the moment. Number 2, magnifying blame. Whenever something goes wrong, there's always a temptation to blame other people or yourself for causing the problem. And while in some instances it may be appropriate to apply blame to someone or something, it is also possible to blow it out of proportion. And you see, when we latch on to blame, then we assign responsibility of our failure to something else or someone else, and that will lead to resentment, anger, and more than likely relapse. The next one we're going to talk about is embracing labels. So, severe judgments about yourself or other people can lead to unfair evaluation. Each and every one of us has our strengths and our weaknesses, and none of us should be defined by our worst act. And by labeling other people, that can get in the way of the human connection that's required in recovery. And by labeling yourself, that can actually limit your ability and what you believe that you're capable of doing. And finally, expecting disaster. While the expectation of failure becomes a habit for some people, or an instinct even, they get stuck in this rut of negativity, and it's difficult for them to find a way out. And thinking like this requires higher stress levels, lower motivation, and an increase in wasted energy. So why do it? Finding a way forward, you need a positive outlook to find a way forward. And that's necessary to beat addiction, to enter recovery, and to smash this thing and achieve a more complete sense of happiness. So, remember this: you need to mind your head, but you need to mind your head by changing your outlook and altering your perspective, okay? Don't get sabotaged by these thinking patterns. They won't move you forward into the future. Alright, so guys, have a great day. Be kind, be safe, and be well, and I'll catch up with you later.